Howdy, glad you joined me. This is This Quiet Life, and I'm Carrie. And this week we've got a little bit of a mixture of stuff. We're finishing up getting the garden ready to plant, and I'm planting, and just a conglomeration of stuff. I'll give you a little bit of a tour right now of what I've gotten done, what I still need to do, and then we'll hop into you seeing me get all of it done, or all that I have gotten done. So I weeded the strawberries this week and picked a few. There's probably a few more in there ready. They're looking a little wilty this morning, and so I may need to turn the water on for everybody. It was almost 100 degrees yesterday, and so it's a little bit hot for all of us. And then the peppers got planted early last week, or the end of the week before, I can't remember exactly. And they're thriving. They like the heat, and so they're doing really well. I ended up with 55 peppers, so we're gonna have a lot of peppers. Over here we have the onions planted, and some are doing well, some are not. It just, sometimes you just can't control everything. And then over the weekend we put up the trellis for the tomatoes. We're gonna do 4 rows of tomatoes, and this arch trellis is new for me for doing tomatoes, but we're gonna try it. And over here I still need to lay the weed barrier, and then this week I'm gonna get the squash planted in that area. Then our basil over here, we lost one, and they're not liking the heat, so me turning on the water will help with that a bunch. And then those are the bell peppers and garlic that still needs weeding. I will get there. And then this garlic over here is doing really well. This is my surprise garlic. And then over here, over here we have this plant right here is broccoli. Then that's cauliflower. That cauliflower died. For whatever reason, I only had one broccoli germinate. And then this is a row of, right here is a row of broccoli romanesco. And I will put a picture in for you to see what those look like when they are harvested. They're pretty cool. Then this is cabbage. And then over here where my tripod is cauliflower, and they're doing well. And then those all got planted about the same time as the peppers did. So over here we have leeks and eggplant, and they seem to be thriving. Eggplant was a last minute decision, and so I ended up buying those plants. And then over here on these 2 rows should be lettuce, but none of it came up. And I'm going to plant cucumbers here, and then over here in this bed, but we need to get the trellis up for that. And then over here, this needs more soil and weed barrier, and then I'm going to plant 2 different squashes in there. So it's coming along. So the garden is coming along. It just is slow, and I do have help, but it's on Friday morning we were afraid that we were gonna get a freeze, and it only got down to 38, so it wasn't too bad. Nothing died, nothing froze. But then on Sunday, yesterday, it was 100 degrees, or almost 100 degrees. So our temperatures fluctuate really bad, and they go from low to really high really quickly, and sometimes that makes it hard for cool weather loving plants. So it just how it is here in the high desert of Idaho. So enjoy the video of me planting and getting things ready, and I will see you after all of that. Alright, so we decided late in the game that we wanted to do eggplant. And so I didn't start any, so I went and bought some. They are pinstripe eggplant, and they have been in their pots a little bit too long. And so let me show you what that looks like for them. They've got roots all around, and that's called root bound. And some other ones I've got have leaves that are dying because of being root bound. So, this just means that they need to go in the ground. They need more space for their roots. But to help them out, once they become root bound, you just kind of open up the base, open it up, and then when you stick it in the hole, it's a little bit wider, and it'll help the roots spread out. I forgot to dig this hole before I open that up. So let's get this hole dug real quick. I'll just stick it in there, and then I'm gonna put the dirt back in around it. So see, it has this leaf that doesn't look so good, and that might be some sun scald, but we've got some others that look pretty pitiful because they are root bound. So I'll grab another one and show you as soon as I get this one in. And it should start standing up better now that it's in the ground. So we picked up the cattle panels so that we can get our arched trellises up. We're going to do some behind you for cucumbers, and then 2 sets here for the tomatoes. Everybody's busy, so I'm going to try to do this by myself. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not, so we'll see. So hopefully Blueberry doesn't bark too much. So gotta do some measuring, and then I gotta burn holes for the T-posts, and then we'll get. Okay, so that tape measure does 1 to 12 inches, and then 1 to 2 feet, or 1 inch to 12 inches to make 2 feet. It doesn't have total inches like this baby. So I'm gonna have to use this one because I need 100 inches, and I don't want to have to keep doing that now. So figure out where our hose is. Okay, boys and girls, that's all we're doing for today. I'm tired. I did some other projects today that you didn't see. I'm winded. Okay, so here we go. I got all my rings. Only garden days do I get all my rings. So weed eated and mowed today. Oh, I need to go check the pool. And hopefully you can see me fine. I'll take a step back. Weed eated and mowed. Then I checked our sprinklers because we've got some dry spots, and I really need a professional sprinkler person to come help me with that. Yeah, I've made a mess of our sprinkler system by adding garden beds, by taking away grass in the backyard. So I need a professional to come fix this hot mess I've made. So I do have a call in to somebody to come. So hopefully they'll call me back. Oh, and then on the greenhouse solar room, we had some broken windows, and then some that the caulk in between the windows needed to be cut out and replaced because it was leaking. And so we managed to get that done. I wanted to get that done before we put the cover on it, and hopefully I'll remember to video us putting the cover on tomorrow. We have to do that in the summer, otherwise it gets 1,000,000 degrees in there, you know, give or take a few, and then that heats the house, and then our air conditioner has to run more, and we need to replace our air conditioner, and so we're trying to baby it along until we're ready to do that. So we got that done, and that took a while, and I got burned in the process of doing the windows, and I also weeded the strawberry bed and picked strawberries. So I got burned in the midst of all of that. So 6 posts is all I'm gonna get done tonight. So tomorrow, I want to get up. Oh, and I did put one of the posts in backwards. I was thinking I needed it that way, the first one, and I really need it the other way. So I'm gonna have to pull that out and put it back in. But it's almost 9 o'clock, and I don't think the neighbors really want to listen to me pound posts while they're trying to go to bed or relax for the evening or whatever. So I'll fix that tomorrow evening. We also are going to try to get down the rest of the weed barrier. I got the landscape staples yesterday, and I got a little bit more weed barrier for the smaller spots, and so we're gonna get that done tomorrow, and then hopefully start planting tomatoes, because as far as plants go, that's all we've got left, tomatoes. And then we're gonna do some seeds, squash, some more lettuce, because that was a failure for us, spinach, also a failure, green beans, and marigolds, and dill. And so I was figuring out here what I needed to do as far as spacing, and so I think I'm going to end up with 2 empty rows in between the 2 sections of tomatoes, and so I'm going to do some marigolds in one and some dill in the other, because we're going to need dill, and because I put the weed barrier down, all the dill that had come up is now covered up. Although I did find some dill in the strawberries. I did pull that though. So I think I'll plant dill. And dill is one of those things that if you plant it once, it's going to come up again and again and again. And it's called dill weed for a reason, because you do not have to replant it if you don't have weed barrier. So, but because I do have weed barrier, we're gonna have to plant dill. So I think that's all my plans for tomorrow. And then Sunday we have a birthday party. And then I think I have the evening to work again. So, yeah. I am now gonna go take a break. Thanks for joining me. It's already getting hot out here. It's over 80 already, and it's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna head in, but I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you next week, and have an amazing day.